What's up everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to do a breakdown of how I made this ancient scene in Blender. I haven't really done this sort of thing before, so if you do like this, make sure to drop a like. So yeah, I hope you find it interesting and let's jump straight into it. So I started off by making this weird pillar sort of thing, just like modeling around a bit. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to make at the beginning, but I kind of knew the sort of shape I wanted it to be. I kind of wanted it to be like a cross, kind of like an X, and I was just using some booleans to add some cuts. And then I parented everything to a empty, so I could move all the booleans and the main object together at once. And then I was setting up the camera, which I should have done at the start, but I didn't. And I actually don't recommend doing that, but for some reason I did. And then I was just making these sort of steps. There is probably a faster way to do this than duplicating and scaling each one. And then I tilted them around a bit and made them look a bit more random. I added a bit of bevel and then I just duplicated it around. Yeah, I was just positioning the main object around and just adjusting the camera a bit. And then I decided to make this chain by adding a torus and just extending it a bit. It's pretty simple, you just duplicate it a bit and then add an array modifier. And then I just put that in a position to make it look like it's holding the main object up. And then I just randomly extruded a cube to make some sort of pillar. I was just making this space in the floor where I could put some water later on. Okay, so now I just jumped over to Material Preview and I got these textures from Polyhaven and then I made a Edgeware shader. I actually have an Edgeware tutorial, I'll link that up there. And I was just applying that same material to the stairs. I did try and find a water material from BlenderKit for this patch of water I had, but I couldn't find anything that I particularly liked, so I ended up making my own. And again, I used a Polyhaven material for the floor. I just used a rusty chain material from BlenderKit for the chains. And again, I used another Polyhaven material for these pillars in the background. And then I actually used Botanic to add a few trees around, just to make it a bit more natural. Now I'm just adding some basic lighting. I actually struggled to make some good lighting for this project, but in the end I found something that I decently liked. Yeah, so now I'm adjusting the lights again. Now I'm just doing a few test renders just to see what it looks like in a render. And then I was adjusting the lights again. adjusted the material on the main object to be a bit darker, and then I applied all the booleans, and I added this ring around the circle in the center, and I made that a metal material later on. And then I did the same thing for the center. I made that the metal material as well. And then I just did another render, and I wasn't really happy with the water at this point, so I went back in and changed some stuff around. And it's really just playing around with all the settings and materials and lighting until you have something that you like. Yeah, and then I just left this render to render out, and then I jumped into compositing, added some basic glare and some lens distortion, and then I just corrected the color and added some glare streaks, and then I played around with the color balance a bit as well. Yeah, so that's about it. It's pretty simple when it's broken down like that, but it does look decent. I hope you like this sort of content. It's something new, and I might do it again another time. But if you did like it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.